Hi, I'm Missy Gold. I'm part of the Chemistry 1B course redesign team. My other team members are David Frank, Katie Heredia. We're part of the Chemistry Department redesign of Chemistry 1B in the College of Science and Math. So as we started looking at our course design, we considered several different factors. First of all, what was going to be the cost, what was going to be the time input, and could we adapt our program to better fit each student rather than a student having too much what they need or having too little, so making it more customized fit for the students. And we also took in feedback from the students because we're really there to make their experience better. So the first key thing that we wanted to introduce of our redesign is the introductory lecture videos. So hopefully we can introduce a topic outside of class through the videos, which allows us to have more time in class to discuss it, to do demos, and to ask questions and to do iClicker questions and other in-class assignments to test their understanding of the concepts. Taking that idea of doing the introductory lecture videos, we'd also like to do that with our pre-lab lectures. So having the lab introduced outside of class, helping them to answer their pre-lab questions, and making sure that they all get the same information no matter which lab section that they're in. The idea is by doing the pre-lab lecture outside of class, that gives the instructor more time in class for more individualized attention. So the third component to our redesign is the adaptive homework set. So the idea behind this is that all the students are given the same initial homework set. But let's say a student has difficulty with the homework set and has some deficiencies in their base knowledge. But the computer program then figures out what concepts the students are weak in. So the computer then generates a new problem set to help that student better understand those fundamentals and then re-ask the question that the student missed the first time. Now, if a student gets it right the first time and doesn't struggle with the concept, then that student can then move on to the next assignment without getting bogged down in extra work on concepts that they already understand. So some of the desired products for our course redesign, we want to take the in-class lecture, or a majority of it, move it outside of class. So we want to make those videos to help introduce topics outside of class and to teach material at an introductory level. So by doing that, we hope to give more time in class for more tailored tutoring and more tailored help for the students. And if the students get better attention to what specifically they're struggling with, we're hoping that it leads to more learning, a happier student, and a happier student that's learning more should produce higher grades. So to assess whether or not we've accomplished some of our goals with the course redesign, we'll be looking at several different components. We'll be looking at the pass rate. Did we increase the pass rate for the number of students? Do they have an increased knowledge? Can they answer questions, and do they retain that information longer? Also, do they have better skills? Can they titrate more accurately? Can they separate their products more completely? Is the student happier? Do they feel more confident in the area? Do they have a better appreciation for the subject? And also, did we improve the workload, not only for the student, but also for the instructors as well? So by looking at these 5 different components, that's how we'll gauge our success. So the process of redesign is going to be a multi-step process. So our first step is the summer 2013, when the course will be taught, and we'll be introducing some of the lecture videos, but we'll also be borrowing online lecture videos from other sources. And then we should have a complete set of the pre-lab lecture videos. So this will give us a good start for the fall 2013 semester. Hopefully by that time we'll be able to complete the set of videos for the lecture. We'll clean up and edit some of the videos that we already have, but we'll also roll out the adaptive homework system since it's not yet available during the summer. So we have to wait till the fall to try that. So hopefully in the spring 2014 we'll be able to adapt and evolve from what we learned in previous semesters, and hopefully it'll be an improvement. And if we've made good progress, we'll be able to report what we've learned so that others can learn from our success. And hopefully we can use these same techniques, if successful, in the Chemistry 1A, so the first semester program, and not just the second semester chemistry program. So the knowledge gained from the academy really varies depending upon the user. And I know from me myself, I realized that there was a lot of help out there that I didn't really know was out there and was as readily available as it is. So knowing where Tilt and Sea Salt is in the library and where to get help and some of the resources there was very helpful. Knowing that we have our own survey system that the university has access to, the Qualtrics, the new things that are available in Blackboard to make our lives easier. Although some of them I think can be a bit overboard, but knowing what's available so that I can tailor it to fit my classes will help. But also, since we're going to be doing some of the assessment, it was important for me to learn that, hey, I need to be talking to our institutional review board, so the IRBs for the human study, so that we can collect our information from the assessments.
During the academy, I have learned a lot of new things, such as how to use a tablet and create accessible syllabus, how to record a video, learning outcomes, and know a lot more resource that is available for students, and also some very useful mobile apps and iClickers, and how to use a Blackboard assessment tools, and many, many more. And of course, I cannot use all these tools, but there are 3 things that is most useful for me. As you can see now, I learned how to make and edit videos. This is my 2nd time to record these videos. I believe the more I practice, the more I get better. And also, iClicker will be the 2nd thing that I'll learn from the academy. It's going to be a very useful tool for me in a class next semester. I can use it to find out more about student learning outcomes, how much they understand materials, and it's also a really good tool for attendance and small quizzes. And number 3 is the Blackboard assessment tools like the Grading Center, discussion boards, and Blackboard Collaborate. I have to say the biggest advantage of the academy for me is I got lots of good information, good idea, and different methods from other instructors as well, like how to flipping the classroom around, how they manage the classroom and students' learning outcomes. And also from the discussion, I can see each professor has so much passion about their teaching. They all try their best to deliver information and knowledge to the students. That's really the number 1 thing a teacher should have, is the passion for teaching. Thank you.
So as we look at redesigning our classroom, there's some concerns that we have. First of all, that's a lot of work to front load to redesign. And are we going to get buy-in from our other instructors that teach the class? And what's going to be the lifetime of these materials? If we put in all this work, are other people going to use them, and is it going to still be usable in several years? Also, if we're putting in all this work, is there going to be a payoff? And that's going to be part of the assessment, is did what we do actually improve the course? And like anything, you always question, did you do too much to overwhelm people? Or should you have gone a little bit further and did a little bit more for the course redesign without overdoing it? So as I think about our final thoughts for the academy, we'll definitely be applying the scientific method as we redesign the Chemistry 1B course. We've made our observations in the classroom as to what the problems are. We've made hypotheses as to how we can improve it, and we're going to be experimenting using introductory course videos and adaptive homework sets. And then as we experiment, we're going to take in our data and we're going to see what we've learned, and we're going to revise our hypothesis based on what we've learned. And once we've gone through the process, then we'll report out what we found. So it'll be a gradual process as we make the changes, but because it's a lot of work to be done, but there's a lot of resources out there that can help us get that done. And some of those resources were there at the academy, teaching us at the academy, so we need to say thank you. So thank you to Rudy and Sue and Mary and Jolynn, and to the rest of the team that put on the academy and for exposing us to a lot of great tools that are out there. Thanks.